Return on Courage, a business playbook for courageous change. Written and narrated by Ryan Berman. To my wife, who sits at the center of my central courage system. To my kids, may you always live courageously. Inside you breathes an ambitious, inquisitive being, yearning to push yourself, your work, and your business ahead. You're committed with conviction on elevating your professional trajectory onward, forward, and upward. You're intrigued by the idea of inspiring employees or coworkers to be daring and to think bigger. One thing you know for certain is that the company you work for or your personal brand could benefit from an injection of courage. That is why this book chose you as much as you decided on it. Let's begin. The Courage Credo. No matter what you are afraid of, courage sets you free. Courage unshackles you from the pack. It separates you from stuck, risk-averse companies. Courage is never prejudiced. It's willingly open for any opportunistic gender, race, or ethnicity. Courage is a team sport. There's an R in courage for a reason. Courage can be learned, so long as you are open to the training. Courage has a role in your daily life. It is for you and can be your ultimate X factor. Above all, courage gets it done. It stretches budgets further and propels you forward faster. Introduction. What makes me qualified to craft a book about courage? That's a fair question. It's not like I have a lick of military experience. I've never been to Mars or saved someone's life from a burning building. I don't have a PhD, an MBA, or an Ivy League education. Instead, I've been behind the scenes in the field of marketing and messaging for the duration of my career. As a professional story maker, I do know it takes a bit of bravery to step into the unknown. And when I began this journey, I was delving into unfamiliar territory. And why would I give up 3 years of my life to rigorously study courage, or the lack of it, in the business world? Coming out the other side, after conducting a gauntlet of invigorating interviews and digesting vast amounts of research, I now have my answer. This is a story that needs to be told now. There's a noticeable deficiency of courage in the business world. It is absent from business models, boardrooms, company cultures, and mission statements. Courage has, in fact, gone out of style and out of practice, and many businesses are far worse for it. When I began this 1,000-day deep dive into the subject, I had many questions and a few hunches about the word courage. When you start looking under rocks, you're often afraid of what truths you may find. The good news was, like most courageous endeavors, I was not alone on this book writing expedition. When I didn't know something, I went in search of people who did. I interviewed many bold business leaders for this book, and when approached about the subject of courage, they generously responded, providing me with access to their company's inner workings. From there, I scoured dozens of relevant books, conducted hours of interviews with some of the bravest people on earth, and pledged to learn as much as I could from the resources available to me. This journey led me to an astronaut, a Navy SEAL, a Cambridge University PhD, a handful of CEOs, company presidents, vice presidents, and chief marketing officers, a MasterChef winner, a CNN anchor, an ER doctor, a controversial flight attendant, a few clinical psychologists, a bank teller robbed at gunpoint, and a professional tornado chaser. And what did I learn? Well, you don't have to be an astronaut, a CEO, or a Navy SEAL to have, harbor, or trigger courage. If you've picked up this book, you've opted into a community of aspirational, courageous mavericks interested in helping companies survive a tumultuous business landscape. You probably scoff at the idea that anything close to the status quo is satisfactory on your watch. You may have a strong desire to explore the business path less traveled and evolve your company, no matter its size, into perpetual relevance. Most of all, you understand that companies so focused on being risk-averse are most likely courage-averse. My hope is that after you finish listening to this book, you'll come to your own conclusion that making courageous business decisions isn't really all that daunting. We'll demystify the idea of courage prevalent today, redefine the word to those who are willing, and then lead you through a 5-step courage instructional manual process
Sample complete. Ready to continue?